Hello, friends. This is going to be a slightly more pared down video, which is saying a lot because my videos are already incredibly pared down. But this is just going to kind of be like a little chat. I have been reflecting on some of the cycles that I see in my own life just in the course of a year. And this time last year, I had just really gotten back into my grounded, more spiritually inclined kind of energy. And this year, I thought I was kind of already there. I knew there was some room for improvement and there were some things that I wanted to reprioritize when it comes to like daily habits. But I just find that it's so interesting that every Aquarius season, at least for the past 2 years that I've been really paying attention, I feel this huge kind of weight off my shoulders as far as the things that distract me from my spiritual practices. Last year, I was calling it grandpa mode. This year, my partner has coined monk mode. I just kind of need this time to go inward. I can feel the spring of it all. I know that we're about to go into spring and summer. I know that I'm going to be blossoming and growing. I know that it's about to be my birthday and, a little over a month. So I definitely feel just more inclined to kind of slow down and to get really solid about the foundations of my habits as a person and the nature of my soul and what sustains it. And everything that feels kind of superfluous and distracting to me sort of effortlessly falls away. Not effortlessly, it definitely takes a little bit of a transition, but it's interesting to see that cycle. I've been really feeling called to traditional Chinese medicine and yin yoga lately, as far as like where my studies and efforts go. The main purpose of me saying the things that I'm saying right now is because it helps my comprehension to try to kind of regurgitate the things that I'm learning. So please do your own research and double check me, but hopefully this is helpful. This is what I've been learning. Qi is governed by the five elements, or maybe vice versa. I need some notes. There is wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, and those respectively describe spring, summer, late summer, fall, and winter. So we have just shifted in this calendar from water, and February 4th, we went into wood. So you can kind of feel the beginnings of spring. We'll probably get more snow. Winter is going to carry on in many ways, but that cycle has begun, and I personally can feel the beginning of that new cycle, that wood season that we're entering into. And I am going to be using the reflections that I'm having at this beginning of the transition from water to wood to kind of set the tone for what I'm going to prioritize for the rest of this year, for the rest of this cycle. And it's become very apparent to me that one of the things that I really want to prioritize is yin yoga. I kind of want to advocate for yin yoga in this video because I think it's so accessible and very underrated. And when we're talking about the things that I've been kind of like throwing out there, I've been, saying like in my yesterday's tarot video, I said get cellular with it. I've been talking about like metaphysical personal power, and I've been often relating these things to like getting what you want out of life, or the way that you can become like politically active in a way that's going to be accessible and create actual change. Yin yoga is a great like actual tangible example of what that could look like for you, because I have been kind of broad. So I have this book that I purchased last year, literally around this time I was studying this book last year, and I wasn't trying to like recreate that experience. It just naturally this just naturally happens. This is Yin Yoga and Meditation, a comprehensive guide for your practice and teaching, and it is by Segel Ulriker. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that sort of right. Okay, we've got a new candle. We've got a new chime candle burning. I would personally recommend going to thriftbooks.com and purchasing it there. But I basically just want to go through some of these notes and kind of talk about reflections that I have on yin yoga and why I'm advocating for it. My relationship with yin yoga began in 2020, of course, when I was at home and practicing yoga, and I found this one particular yin yoga practice that I used to do on my balcony in Boca Raton, Florida, almost every single night. And it was made with the intention of releasing emotions that were stored in the hips. It was a hip focused yin yoga, and it was incredibly transformative. I often found myself feeling very emotionally in tune, and I was able to release some things. A powerful experience for me, and I've held a reverence for it ever since. And I think this is my year of yin. This is the year that I prioritize my relationship with yin yoga. If you can hear my dryer, so can I. Let's go through some of the quotes from this book and kind of discuss yin. So, what is yin? Yin is the feminine side of the yin yang symbol. It is what is like kind of goes unsaid, what is intuitive, what is subconscious, what is feminine. It is non doing, it is receiving. One of the core principles of yin is just the practice of being in a pose and observing the body. These are all, for the most part, what I've experienced, incredibly comfortable poses. They will start comfortable, but then as the time goes on, because in yin yoga, you hold the same pose often for like 2 to 5 minutes. And I'm sure you could hold it for even longer. The practice becomes not adjusting, not reflexing. You can feel, oh, I'm holding a lot of tension. This shoulder is higher than the other. This is, my hip is tighter on this side of my body. And you'll feel those things. But the practice is to just kind of observe and trust that your body is going to release it, and you don't have to fight against it and writhe against it. You can just kind of be in non-doing and show an observation to your body instead of trying to correct and fix things. And these things will naturally kind of resolve themselves as you continue on with the practice. So we're going to start with a quote. You are precious, humming with energy, and powerful beyond measure. Quite simply, you're made of magic. Taoists teach that we have life force flowing through internal energetic architecture and have the capacity to awaken and support that powerful energy, harmonize it, and cultivate it. In doing so, we nourish our intrinsic connection with everyone around us and with the universe itself. This alchemical potential has the power to help you live the life you desire. The Taoist philosophy holds that the source and design of all things in the universe is the Tao. Impossible to fully describe, the Tao is both noun and verb. The Tao is the path, and the Tao is to know. The universe was born of the Tao, and the Tao lives in all things. A Taoist seeks the truth of ultimate reality, the truth of ourselves, the natural world, and the whole of the universe. Aligning with the Tao offers us a healthy, long life and the ability to live in alignment with our intentions and purpose. Yin is a very valuable offering for everyone right now, I believe, as we're trying to harness our personal energy and to be able to live in reality. It's not easy to not become a disassociated, fractured person in the world. I'm going to throw in a Maya Angelou quote that has been coming up for me recently. It takes a lot of work and effort to stay in touch with reality because you have to actually process things. You have to actually process the pain. You have to process the emotions. And we're not necessarily always taught how to do that. And yin is a very accessible way to get into that without having to intellectualize. You can get right into your body. This is an ancient practice that has been done for over 25,000 years. So there's some merit. There's a reason that it's stuck around, and you don't have to know all the inner workings of everything that's going on and why it works and why it helps you to call back your power and to interact with life from a more honest place. You can just kind of fall into the poses and experience the yin of it all. Qi is a very important principle in yin yoga. Qi is the energy force that runs through everything. Qi is like, we live in a sea of qi, is what Taoists say. And you can sort of refine the qi within your own body and then improve the quality of your life by interacting with it. And again, that's what yin is so fantastic for, because you don't have to figure it out from scratch the way that Chinese sages did when they were meditating on these principles and beginning to piece it all together, there's already a framework here that's accessible and feels so good. You are Chi, I am Chi, and we are all part of that larger sea of Chi, connected to each other and all that is, not bounded by skin. The energy within flows through and out of me into the world and into you. And the same is true of the energy sourced in you. Like the inherent continuity of the breath coming in and going out, Chi is the ever-present and constantly moving, joining the whole universe together in one vast network. Living in harmony with the ways of the natural world supports a healthy flow of Chi, and we are happier and healthiest when we support and contribute to that flow. The Tao gave birth to yin and yang, the opposite but complementary forces present in all things. Out of the tension between these two emerged Chi. The nature of Chi is to move and flow, with the earth serving as the center. Becoming more sensitive to the subtler bodies, the subtler energies, the layers within is a core principle of, I think, pretty much all yoga practices, but it is especially tender, in my opinion, in the case of yin. Chi flows, and since we are Chi, our natural state too is one of balance and flow. The release of tension encourages free circulation and flow of energy within the body. By clearing energetic obstacles and promoting balanced flow, we aim to restore health and vitality to all layers of ourselves, joined as one continuous whole. Body, mind, and spirit become a vibrant, synergistic continuum. By bringing balance to one aspect of who we are, we balance all layers of our whole being. Nurturing the body, we heal the heart. Tending to the heart, we bring healing to the body. Simply by shining the light of our attention, we transform the mundane into something miraculous. Present moment awareness, at its most fundamental, is an act of love. So another huge principle is releasing tension and allowing energy to flow more freely. And that has 100% been my experience. You hold the poses long enough for the actual fascia in your muscles to surrender, which is not an experience that your body is really given. Even when you're sleeping, you can still like carry the exact same tension that you're holding all day. Your body kind of mirrors that even in its subconscious state. But when you consciously get into these poses and bring awareness to the tension and allow that fascia the time and space that it needs to actually release, you release old storylines, you release old narratives, you release limiting thoughts about yourself, and you allow that Chi to kind of do its thing and flow more freely. So this is, me as a Westerner trying to encourage myself and others to keep learning and to hold myself accountable. If I got anything wrong, which I probably might have, this is an ancient system and it is very simple and accessible, but I know it also is very complex in its messages spiritually, and it's something that kind of has to be sat with to be understood, and I'm still at the beginning of that process and that journey. I wanted to advocate for this because no matter who you are or what injuries you might have or any kind of disability you may have, yin is probably the most accessible form of yoga. And I hope that you guys will give it a try. But I want to shout out, I think it's Mindfulness with Kat has become my favorite source for yin yoga videos. And she is Chinese, so it is her actual lineage to share, which is pretty awesome. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you're resisting in all the ways that are natural to you and using the resources that are available. That's what I'm trying to do. So welcome to Lumi's Year of Yin. Feel free to join me if this speaks to you. And I hope you're having a beautiful night.